Hello?
Hello.
Hi? It's
Latex.
working?
Yep. Can you hear me? Volume
Perfect.
perfect.
Yes, it's good.
Awesome. I don't know if you remember me. I spoke to you about a year ago, just over a year ago.
I think so, because it's like one of the few interviews I had after
Oh,
Winston.
okay. Okay. Wait. Let me just quickly grab my notes. First of all, I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to take this interview with me, and also I
Thank you for
wanted
having
to
me.
extend congratulations as well for your win today.
Thank you.
Um, just to start out, I just want to get some of your initial thoughts and feelings after securing playoffs, coming off of this match against Gentlemates.
hmm No, it's like a huge relief, honestly. I think we all just need a. I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. I think all we needed was like one map win, and we're gonna be back
Hmm.
in form. We're not there yet, but yeah.
Yeah, because that leads perfectly right into my next section. Because I was gonna ask you, that must have been a giant sigh of relief, honestly, that you guys managed to
Mm-hmm.
close out split as close as it was.
Yes.
Um, I still want to ask as well. Sunset has not been a particularly stellar map for Navi in recent times. Were you happy? Were you anticipating the way this sort of map Veto was gonna shape out to?
Yeah, like I expected this map pool. The only like question mark was whether they're gonna pick Sunset or Icebox. It was like a 50-50.
Okay,
But the other two maps was expected.
I see. Okay. And then I also wanted to ask as well. You guys ran this composition before, but then with Sugetsu and Killjoy instead. Is there a
hmm
reason that you guys swapped over to Decipher now? Like, did you just see something
Uh, on Split, you mean?
on Sunset?
Oh, on Sunset. No, it's like just playing more to like the meta right now.
Ah,
Cypher just fits better on the map,
I see. I
both
see.
attack and defense.
Cool. Okay, I wanted to first sort of start with some of the more negative parts first.
hmm
As you touched on just now, Navi has sort of been struggling ever since
Yes.
the sort of personnel change. You guys have been 0 and 8 until tonight.
hmm
So what's been different since sort of the early success of Navi in 2024, the stage one, and then sort of transitioning to stage two? What's been
hmm
the biggest sort of
Like
catalyst?
in terms of practice and overall atmosphere, like nothing really changed. Like Eric was a bit of a mood booster in the team,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't like it put us down too much. Like the biggest thing is, in my like thoughts, is we lost twice to Heretics in best of one. We came back into this split, practice been doing great, and we just like got completely shut down the first game. Now, like ever since that, I think we just played with a big lack of confidence.
I mean, because I remember another interview that Sugetsu did, not with me, but
hmm
an interview that he did, and he specifically mentioned the Heretics game because he said after that game, the dynamic of the team felt very different, like something
Yes.
changed. So, what as your personal take as a coach, what's your take on it?
No, I think like it kind of like I won't say broke us, but something like if everything was like clicking together, something got unclicked that game.
Hmm.
And like ever since like we've just been struggling with confidence and like playing with each other.
Hmm.
Like the teamwork just hasn't been there ever since that game.
Okay, and then sort of the obvious follow-up then would be what changed for this game? Was it the do or die nature of sort of making playoffs that sort of finally
I
clicked for you guys?
I think so. I think this team before I joined and after I joined, we always been a team that thrives under like pressure. Like we want to play lower bracket rounds.
Hmm.
It's where we play the best. I think today do or die situation we just played like we normally do with
Okay,
some misplays still. But
I see. And then again, the another obvious follow-up would be then heading into playoffs. What would be the like the most obvious of changes or adaptations that you guys would be sort of anticipating, sort of as you
uh,
reface the teams?
yeah, it's a bit hard now. Just right after a win, I need to like get back and just gather
Yeah.
my thoughts. But obviously, like Split is going out, which is like historically been a good map for us. Abyss coming in, so like we just need to like recheck kind of
Hmm.
our map pool again, see where we're at and what teams we're gonna play.
I see. And speaking of Abyss, are you happy? Because I remember speaking to Boosty about this, and he was pissed that Abyss was
Yeah,
coming in
I
for
don't
playoffs.
like the map at all. Uh,
Oh, you don't like the
like
map itself as well.
no, I don't like the map, and I don't like yeah, it's like I don't like the map. I don't like it coming in after like 5 weeks of groups. You have to adapt to a new map instantly.
Hmm.
Because most teams, like with this scoreline being so close, we haven't had much time to practice a bit at all. Because the goal has been on just qualifying first.
I guess the question would then be like, in your mind, what would be the ideal time for this sort of change to come? Would it be like during the off season? Like, would all the changes ideally come in the off season, during the play break?
Like ideally, yes. Like if we had, like I don't like it switching maps during the season. Like even the first game, this split we had Breeze in, and then
Hmm.
second week we had like
Haven.
Haven in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just keep it to one map rotation per split.
Hmm.
Maybe the splits are too long for it to be like a thing, but it's something they have to discuss.
I see. Okay, and then I want to ask as well. Let's see. Yeah, I want to ask as well. So this core, not exactly Navi, but this
Hmm.
core has attended the last three champions in one way or another, one shape or another, FPX and then Navi.
Hmm.
So, what would
Yeah.
it mean for you as the new head coach to sort of secure another champions attendance during your first period of tenure as head coach?
No, it would mean like a lot to me. I came into this like kind of uncertain,
Hmm.
like stepping into the shoes of head coach.
Yeah.
Like I've been head coach before, but not on this level.
Hmm.
So it's like a big change. But I feel like I'm growing into it lately. So it's going into qualifying to champs and making good in champs is like a dream come true.
Awesome to hear. And then that leads into obviously the big question that everyone wants to know, which is the departure of Doombros from the roster.
Hmm.
I don't know how much of it you can speak on because I know Angel has been pretty tight-lipped about the reasons for the
Hmm.
departure and so forth. So I just want to ask, first of all, was there a specific reason that you can speak of that the team saw this as sort of a necessary change?
Mm, no, I can't really go into details. Only that like we felt a change was needed after the first split,
Hmm.
and like who the change was. Yeah, it's like I can't really go into it. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. And then the oddest sensation was sort of what we saw, which was straight after his departures, when Navi's sort of form dipped to such insane
Hmm.
levels, which usually doesn't happen even if such a pivotal like sort of member of the
Yep.
team leaves. So, what exactly was sort of this ripple effect? Was it? Is there something you can talk about there?
Uh, like honestly, it's just I feel like the lack of confidence we had after the Heretics game. How we played in the Heretics, I don't know like the reasons.
Hmm.
Like one player change, one coaching change, it doesn't change that drastically how as a like a team function.
Yeah.
The only thing like I would understand this like form dip if like for example your IGL is changed,
Hmm.
but like a coach or a player, it doesn't change this much. I think that
That's
the,
yeah.
yeah, like the Heretic game just like makes us lose confidence, and then we've been playing without confidence ever since.
I see. So even if Doombros was still in the roster, most likely if that Heretics game had still gone the same way, that was the deciding factor in terms of the steady decline since then.
I
Okay,
think so. Yes.
okay, no problem. In our last interview, I remember I spoke and asked you about sort of the relationship you had with Angel and Doom Bros, and
Mhm.
I remember you specifically spoke about how you were quite fond of Doom Bros in terms of the relationship you guys had. You
Mhm.
were both from Overwatch, and then he was your coach in IGL when you came over to Valorant.
Yeah.
So just sort of over the course of this close and long friendship relationship, how does it feel stepping into his shoes this last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like I'm still like close friends with him.
Hmm.
He even came to the game today to cheer us on.
Hmm.
Um, so it's like it's a bit mixed feelings. Like I'm happy, but I'm also like I would love to work with him again.
Okay. And then how has the transition been then as well? Like, sort of transitioning into the head coach role. Has that been a huge difference?
Uh, like a bit more like as a head coach, you have like as an analyst, you have more like specific roles. So like tasks you focus on. With head coach, you're more like general, like broader picture.
Hmm.
So it's been like an increase in workload for sure, and then just like getting used to micromanaging communications and the team more like schedule basic.
Hmm. Okay. And then, obviously, as your duties progress, as the new head coach, do you have any specific things in mind that you want to implement heading into playoffs? Any specific teams perhaps you're wary of, or any new things that we can perhaps expect from you?
Not right now. I think like I need to just gather my thoughts before
Hmm.
thinking too much about playoffs. We have I think 4 days left,
Yeah.
but probably will like with a team that's quick to adaptation, so
Okay.
might see something new.
Let's see. Um, and one final question.
Mhm.
Considering the start that you guys had to stage two and all of that, I know I've touched on it quite a few times this interview. I just want to ask, sort of, has that changed? Has that shifted your the team's initial expectations on where you guys think you should sort of finish, or you guys should have at least achieve as the minimum benchmark?
I don't think it's shifted. Like we still have the same goals, expectations of ourselves.
Hmm.
Um I think mostly we've been just like angry with ourselves,
Hmm.
everyone, just because we haven't been like living up to our expectations, like our own expectation of ourselves as players and team.
Okay, and then the obvious follow-up to that would be, um, where would you guys' expectations lie? Like, where would be an acceptable finish,
Like at
placement-wise?
least making play like champs.
At least making champs.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Do you have any, so as we close this interview, do you have any like sort of final words? Anything you want to say maybe I didn't touch on in this interview?
No, I don't think so. Maybe I shout out to Eric.
A shout out?
That's
All
it.
right. Thank you so much for this interview
Thank you.
again. And hopefully again a chance to talk to you again. Best of luck for
Cheers.
your next games.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.